There's an old joke about a plane crashing with one surviving passenger stranded on an island. Cannibals who live there capture him and bring him to their leader, the chief. The chief turns out to be an intelligent, attractive man of European descent. So the passenger asks him, "You're a person of European education, you're so cultured, aren't you civilized?" The chief replies, "Of course I am. That's why, when I eat you, I'll use a plate, a fork, all sorts of seasonings. Everything will be very civilized." My question is, we see that civilization has not stopped wars and has not stopped all these kinds of horrors. In theory, what should the goal of civilization be?
No need to show with your hands.
No need?
We need to change all this on the inside. Only on the inside.
So civilization is what happens inside.
On the inside.
Inside a person? This is an upheaval, of course.
An upheaval? There are no upheavals. There have not been any yet, but we have to get to it at some point, eventually.
Tell me right now, with all the horrors happening, with all these wars, with all this barbarism.
No horror, just people demonstrating who they really are by nature. Egoism. Plain human egoism. It needs to be corrected.
Really?
Nothing else. Human egoism is unbalanced everywhere, in any country, in any world order. It is.
Unbalanced.
Therefore, if you let people devour each other with impunity, you will see just how barbaric they are, that's all.
I see, but they will use a spoon, a knife, and a plate possibly.
Yes, it's a habit.
So they'll be civilized, but will devour
Indeed.
all the same. Please tell me, you said civilization should happen inside a person?
Yes.
Please explain the words civilization within man. What should happen inside a person?
I'll tell you. Imagine that you are in a stadium. There are, say, 1 million people in there. Can you imagine what kind of a spectacle it is?
I can imagine the masses are rooting for someone.
Rooting for someone or something. Against someone or something. And so on. Do you think you can change them to be amicable toward each other?
If they support different teams?
Naturally. Why bother going to the stadium? Only because there is a big struggle there.
It's unlikely.
Unlikely? That is, we see humanity has particularly not changed.
Yes.
And this is how it manifests itself.
That someone is on one side and is ready to eat
Yes.
another. I see. What then? If we're talking about changing man, what then? Should they start rooting for the same team?
No. I would just ban such events completely. Any. And all such competitions.
So now you're against any competition.
Because they make people hate the opposite side.
Is this where you see the root?
This is the basis of civilization. We are better, wiser, more loyal, stronger, and so on.
I see. So what, in your opinion, should happen then at the stadium in this case?
Nothing. Some games, but none against the other.
By this, do you mean wars and all
It is
kinds
absolutely the same.
of different opinions?
Yes.
Politics and
All of it.
everything else?
Everything. People have to learn completely different relations. But this, on the contrary, leads them in the wrong direction. They compete with each other. Who is better, bigger, stronger? Who is more afraid of whom? And so on.
In this case, if you speak globally, you mean a country with its borders, anthem, and flag.
Eliminate it all. Eliminate everything that separates people from each other.
But firstly, within these borders, people need to undergo some kind of correction, right?
Well, naturally, it should be aimed at correction.
So the goal is for borders to fall, right? A long-term
Right.
goal. And today's task?
Today's task is for everyone to go up against themselves.
Against ourselves. And if we achieve this task, will it be possible to open our borders?
Of course, no question about it.
Then tell us, to go up against yourself, tell us more about this.
To go up against yourself is to go up against your egoism, against hatred of others. This is our task.
What if I feel this hatred? I feel it. How should I extinguish it? Every person has it, to put it bluntly.
Educate people.
Educate how to work with it?
To be closer to each other, to love each other, to feel constant dependence on each other. Not in a bad way, that otherwise one would attack me, but in a good way.
Should humanity have this goal, that one way or another we should come to this family of
We
nations?
should come to this.
Will there be no nationalities then? No nations?
There'll be nothing, right?
What will be? Can you tell
There'll
us?
be one people in the whole world.
Really? Sounds great. I really want to believe in this and live like this.
But this is the only way that we will be able to achieve some kind of correct future state.
So what was the mistake of utopians who wanted to build such cities?
They intended to do it purely mechanically, without re-educating man, without waiting for his change. But this, of course, was utopia.
So the whole problem of utopias and those who dream of unity is that they do not address the evil in us.
Yes, today we are living out this last communist utopia.
Indeed. Do you think with the current state, with all this madness, something will turn around in a person after all?
Well, at least we are in a period of reformation or something.
Really? So these horrors, these wars, all that's happening.
All this should convince us that this is the wrong path, that you won't take anything by force. You won't conquer anything, nor will you ever justify yourself in any way.
That's what you call civilization, right?
Civilization is when people understand the most important thing is good connections between them.
That's it?
That's it.
Last question. Where is the creator in all this? Where is the upper force you talk about all the time? Where is it?
When people place good above evil, we build the creator.